Namaste and a very good morning. And today, of course, also Sat Sri Akal to a lot of people who have tuned in to another episode from the Dekho Apna Desh webinar series. Viewers, I have been missing in action, but I have been watching everything from the back room and seeing the huge amount of support and interest that you guys continue to give to us, and you give us a huge amount of affection, a lot of ideas. Yes, we do get a lot of criticism also, which we truly welcome because that is what has made our journey meaningful. It has made our journey full of action, full of energy, full of enthusiasm. And it is a journey that is unending. And that's the beauty of Incredible India, viewers. The fact that when we started last year, when the pandemic had just broke out, no, it was not last year. It was a year before that. That's the beauty of it. 2020, we started in April. 21 has also been spent in communicating, learning, exchanging ideas from all over the world with all of you, and carrying on with so much robust energy and helping us, aiding us in all this have been tour operators, have been young people, old people, citizens of the country. And this time, as we are in the 75th year of our independence, the Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav year, which is a very, very special year for us, this particular series is being brought to us by our very, very accomplished and very illustrious guides, the regional level guides, as we call them. But to you, they are guides. They are guides who are very accomplished, very knowledgeable. And not only do they have a knowledge from the books, but they have a lot of knowledge from their experience. They have a lot of knowledge about the nuances because all these people who have chosen guiding and tourist guiding as a profession, for each one of them, tourism is not just, and guiding is not just a profession, but it's a passion for them. And I'm sure if each of you will go and ever visit the sites where you will have the regional level guides who are certified and are very much recognized by the Ministry of Tourism and in some cases by the state governments, you will yourself realize that seeing a place with a guide is a very different experience as maybe sometimes even listening to an audio app or just walking through yourself. Yes, you can get a few ideas, but those छोटे छोटे stories, वो थोड़ा सा तड़का, वो थोड़ी सी कहानी, वो छुपी हुई बातें, those are the things that the guides will be able to tell you. And of course, for all of you who are more interested, you want to dig deeper. That's also another time when these guides, some of them who are doctorates, and sometimes it's beyond the degree. It is not just that you got to be a postgraduate or a doctor, but it's the passion which they put into their jobs which makes things so very interesting. So today I have great pleasure, and it's my privilege, in fact, to be introducing amongst you a very special guide who is currently based in Udaipur, Sultan Singh Deolji. Namaste, Sultan Singh ji. And of
Yes,
course, I'm going to be slightly parochial, viewers. I'm allowed, right? Sat Sri Akal also, therefore.
that's your time.
So, and a pleasure to have you with us. And today you can see in his backdrop, there is a picture of a Gurdwara. And he is wearing a turban. Now, why does he wear a turban? Why does he have a picture of a Gurdwara behind him? And where all is he going to take us today in the journey of Sikhism? And Sikhism, relatively a young religion, a religion which was also born from the subcontinent in India. And I am also a practicing Sikh, so therefore for me not just a pleasure, but I should say it's my privilege today to be joining in this journey and to bringing to all of you the message. And Sultan and I were talking about it, and we were thinking that Babaji Guru Nanak ji himself was such a great tourist. They didn't have flights at that time. They didn't have the kind of roads we have. We have no reason to complain. If Babaji could travel all the way to Makkah and Medina, and he could go to so many lands. He went all the way down to Sikkim of today, and we have the Guru Dongmar Lake over there. So many terrains all these people used to travel. How did they travel? Isn't it so fascinating? In fact, we also have tales of the Chinese travelers coming all the way from China to our country. कैसे आते थे वो सब लोग? तो इसलिए अगर इच्छा है मन में ट्रैवल करने की, तो आप करेंगे ही, चाहे वहां के लिए साधन हो या ना हो. And I'm going to end my part with just small one more idea on that. I think it was last year or somewhere a year before that, when the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji also said the same. He says, देखिए, आप ये मत कहिए कि यहाँ जाना बहुत मुश्किल है, हम पहुंचेंगे कैसे, यहाँ तो ये नहीं है, यहाँ तो वो नहीं है. आप जाइए. लोग अपने आप आपके लिए साधन क्रिएट करेंगे जब आप इंटरेस्ट क्रिएट करेंगे. So don't wait for things to happen. Just go to these beautiful places, visit them. But today, let's go on this journey of Sikhism and see what Sultan is going to show us to. And Ajay has also joined us from the Federation of the Guides. So Ajay, आप और मैं थोड़ी और बातें करेंगे बाद में. अभी सुल्तान को देते हैं हमारी वेब स्टेज to take us on this amazing journey of Sikhism and how to make tourism out of Sikhism. And you don't have to be a Sikh, viewers, to do this journey. You can follow any religion and yet do this beautiful journey.
Thank you, ma'am. Sat Sri Akal. Another greet in a typical Sikh way also. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and Namaste and good morning. Yeah, it gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, a great initiative taken by the Indian government and also the Department of Tourism, Ministry of Tourism and Culture. And I found it really very good that the Guide Federation is also taking active part in this. And 75 places on the 75th anniversary of Indian independence. I think they are less. We will show you more than 75, yeah, in this time. So it gives me immense pleasure to share my little knowledge. I will say little knowledge, yeah, because religion is like an ocean, yeah. If you talk about any religion, every day you have to read a lot, and then also you find that it's nothing. So I have a little knowledge of Sikhism, being a Sikh, and also being a RLG. And also I will share my experiences that how people felt when I have taken them to the unique Sikh historical places and basically the Gurdwaras. And of course, I will try to tell you some unique features of this religion, its gurus, their deeds, and also the sites. So thank you once again, Ministry of Tourism, Madam Bahadur, and also Ajay Singh for giving me this opportunity. So let's start. I have divided my topic like introduction of Sikhism, then telling you a little bit about the Sikh gurus and the places associated with them. Yeah, there are numerous places. We will not be able to cover it in 1 hour time, but I'm sure that I will give you the maximum what I know about those places. And thereafter, I will be also focusing a little bit on the teachings of Guru Granth Sahib, because that's a unique or uh, one of the best scriptures for us, we say, and it's a scripture, it's a holy book, not only for the Sikhs, but for the entire mankind. So this will be the line of our 1 hour discussion. And at the end, if you have questions, you can ask me. So Sikhism, the word Sikh means disciple. Yeah. The main quality of a disciple is willingness to learn, or you can say always ready to learn. And this attribute helps a Sikh to live a life in accordance with the will of God. We call it hukam, yeah? Hukme andar sabko, bahar hukam na koi, yeah? So Sikhism is one of the 6 higher religions in the community of the world faiths. A higher religion infers to have a message for mankind as a whole and not for a particular society. The philosophy of Sikh religion is exposition of knowledge, truth, goodness, and God. The aim of life is not to get salvation or heavenly abode, but to live the honest life of a worldly man without caring for what is to happen hereafter. The Sikh gurus, they trained their disciples on these lines, and each one of them during his lifetime gave as much instruction as was needed, and torch was passed on by him to his successor to continue the process. The 3 main pillars of Sikhism is the Nam Japna, that is meditation on the name, Kirat Karna, that is earning honest life, yeah, doing labor and earning honest life. And number 3 is the Vand Chakna, that is the sharing with others. Everyone earns. If you're earning only for yourself, only for your family, only for a particular aim, that is not fruitful. Yeah, until and unless you share your earning with others. So this has all propagated the langar system and other things in the Sikhism. And let us talk about the founder of Sikhism and the other 9 gurus with their messages in a nutshell. Yeah. Uh, I would like to share my PPT that is with Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism. Okay. So, Guru Nanak, he was the founder of Sikhism, born in 1469 in Bhoye ki Talwandi. That is right now situated in Pakistan. It's approximately 50 kilometers from Lahore, and he remained Guru from 1469 till 1539. And there were numerous qualities. Yeah? But to sum up few, I would like to mention here the humility, that is seva, self-service, simran. Simran is the meditation, yeah? Honest living, sharing earnings with others, and satsang. Satsang is, you would be surprised to know that when we go to Gurdwara, they don't call us the audience, simple audience. They say us Sadh Sangat. That means assembly of the sadhus. Yeah. So there we become Sadh Sangat, the assembly of the sadhus. And what is the main aim of getting assembled over there? The main aim is seeking sarbat da bhala, that is welfare unto all. So first of all, I would like to highlight about his Mool mantra that has been given by Guru Nanak, and that is the base of this religion. And you can also say that all the further teachings are based on this. So the Mool mantra that starts with Ik Onkar, the only mantra in the world that starts with a digit. Yeah? It's not starting with a word, it's starting with a digit. The main reason why to put digit 1 in the front is just to clear all the doubts, all the interpretations. A word can be interpreted in 100 ways, but you can't interpret a digit in other sense. I mean, 1 remains 1. Yeah? 1 cannot be 2. 1 plus 1 can be 2, but 1 is 1. Yeah? So he put it in front of the word Om, 1, the cardinal number 1, that means God is 1. So Sikhism is a monotheistic religion. Let me recite this mantra for you all, and then I will just tell you the summary of this mantra. That will also enable you to understand the main philosophy of the Sikhism. So the mantra sounds like Ek Onkar Satnam Karta Purak Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saibhang Gur Prasad. So the word Ek Onkar means there is only one God. Satnam, his name is true. Karta Purak, creative is his personality. Nirbhav Nirvair, he is without fear and rancor. Akal Murat, his form is eternal. Ajuni Saibham, he is unborn and self-created. Gur Prasad, at the end comes Gur Prasad. By the grace of the Guru or preceptor, he can be realized. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Nanak and his contribution to the mankind. Yeah, I will put the Nanak's picture once again. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was born in 1469, and he was against all the superstitious beliefs. He has given practical examples by acting on true path and convinced others through his actions. The thing is very clear. In your childhood days, you might have read, we don't say it story, we say it Sakhi, or a episode from the life of Guru Nanak, that his father sent him with some money. I won't say 20 rupees because it was the time when Lodi dynasty was ruling on India. it shall be the some currency of the Lodi's time. So he was given some money to do some business, and on the way he met some sadhus, some holy men who were not having food for many days. So he spent all that money on them to feed them and also to get clothes for them. So that is, he said that I have done one of the best bargain. For that, I will be get paid in my in the court of the Almighty. Yeah. And in my opinion, Guru Nanak Dev was a true ambassador for Buddhism. Yeah, you know that he traveled a lot. He has done 4 udasis. We call his journeys as udasis, and uh, without caring about the boundaries. On the way, he met a lot of strangers. On the way, he met some dervish. On the way, he met some devils. And through his actions, through his teachings, he converted their life also. So, main purpose of his traveling was to spread the message of brotherhood, love, and equanimity. So, his first journey that was started in 1497 from Sultan. He moved to Lahore, Multan, Pakpatan, that is right now in India, and he came to Kurukshetra, Karnal, Panipat, Delhi, Benares. I remember whenever I go to Benares and take my inbound tourists to Gangaji. So on the way, the temple comes and I stand over there and tell them the relevant episodes related to Benares and Guru Nanak about Benares. And from there, he went to Patna, Bodh Gaya, Assam, and Orissa. And then he came back. In Orissa, one of the main incidents of his life that took place in Puri, where he uttered the Aarti. That Aarti we sing every day in the Sikh temples in the evening. And his second journey uh, started in 1506 and that ended up in 1513. And he moved south from present-day Rajasthan. In those days, Rajasthan was not existing. There were different kingdoms. So he came to Bikaner and then to Vindhyachal. Yeah, that is a mountain range that separates the West India and the Central India. So through the Vindhyachal, he went in South India, and one very important deed, or you can say one of the important Bani, we call it Bani, all the verses, all the hymns, shlokas, which were delivered by Guru Nanak and other 9 Sikh Gurus and the Bhagats of those days. Uh, he uh, he delivered Dakhni Omkar, yeah, Dakhan. That is Dakshin in Hindi and Dakhan in Punjabi. There is a huge, similarity between all these languages. So there is a Bani by the name of Dakhni Omkar, and that has been written by him or pronounced by him. He never said that simply that this is a sermon. He says Dhur ki Bani. That means that Almighty used to send him the messages, and being a messenger, he used to deliver it further. So Dakhni Omkar was delivered in the South India. He went to Rameshwaram, and then from Rameshwaram he went to Sinhala, that is present days Sri Lanka. Yeah. So you can just imagine that in those days, yeah, in 16th century there were no aeroplanes, there were no buses, there were no other mode of convenient mode of transport. So everything has been done on feet, and altogether when we count his 4 udasis, the Sikh scholars, they say that he traveled something around 28,000 kilometers. And his third udasi or third journey was to Kashmir. And I'm sure now I would like to share a few pictures of some Gurdwaras from his journey to Kashmir and also to Sikkim. So that third udasi, during the third udasi, when he was going to Sumeru Parvat, and from Sumeru Parvat he came to Nepal. Yeah. So in Nepal, on river Vishnumati, in Kathmandu, there is also one Sikh temple dedicated to Guru Nanak. Now on your screen, you can see the picture of Gurdwara Patthar Sahib Ji. So this Gurudwara, this holy shrine, is located on the highway between Leh and Kargil. And to my surprise, when I took my guests over there, after a long time, we had a cup of tea, and that tea was prepared with milk. Otherwise, in Leh and Ladakh, few years back, we used to have tea only of either milk powder or with the cream they used to make tea. So in my memory, I still remember, not only because I'm Sikh and due to my relation to this the Sikh shrine, but also because of that tea. And you will be surprised to know that who is managing this temple? The Indian Army. They welcome you. Who is telling you the stories? The soldiers, those who are posted over there, they don't belong, not necessarily that they belong to Sikhism. Yeah, of course, the Granth ji who takes care of the daily routinal service of Granth Sahib, he is a Sikh. But the army, the Javans, it can be of any part of our country. So to my surprise, there were, in those days when I went there, a few Javans from South India, and they were explaining the story about this temple. So in case you plan your journey to Leh Ladakh, don't miss this temple. So there are a lot of information available on our site, India Tourism site also. And you can put this, spot on your itinerary. So then second temple I want to show you is the Dangmar Sahib. We just heard this name from ma'am also. So that's in the Sikkim. Yeah. So just imagine, just have the Indian map in your mind. Where is Punjab and where is Sikkim? So while traveling to China, he traveled through Sikkim, and the legends has it that the grazers, the charvas of that region, they asked Guru Nanak Dev Ji for a favor. They said that in winter, when the temperature sinks down, and it goes, still we all know that it goes down minus 30 degree also. Yeah. So they face acute shortage or problem of drinking water. So Guru Gobind Singh, Guru Nanak Dev, he used to walk with a stick. Yeah. So he just hit the ground with a stick, and he enabled a source of water there. Yeah. That is the Dongmar Lake. Actually, the word is Dangmar. Yeah. Dang in Punjabi is a stick, yeah, or a lathi in Hindi. So Dangmar Lake emerged over there. And there also we have a temple. I would like to show you the entrance of Gurdwara Shri Guru Dangmar Sahib. Look at the beautiful entrance gate. That is typical architecture of the, Sikkim area, of the East Indian area. And you can also see the Buddhist flags hanging over there. That actually shows the tolerance, yeah? And he is equally revered over there, not only by the Sikhs, but also by the local people over there. So Gurdwara Dangmar Sahib, for all those who plan a tour to the East India, and especially the mountaineering and trekking tours in Sikkim region, can visit this beautiful Sikh shrine dedicated to Guru Nanak Dev. Yeah, and his fourth Udasi, I switch over. The fourth journey was towards Mecca, Medina, Baghdad, Tehran, Turkmenistan, Tashkent, Samarkand. While coming back, he came through Bukhara, and then lastly he settled down in Kartarpur. Yeah? You might have heard about the Kartarpur corridor also. So Kartarpur is the village where he stayed in the last days of his life. And before departing from this world, as I mentioned earlier also, they used to hand over the torch. We call it Jot, yeah? The holy light to the successor. So the torch was handed over or Guruship was handed over to Guru Angad Dev. He was born in 1504. He remained Guru from 1539 to 1552. And his main characteristic was obedience and devotion. He never doubted his Guru. He has no questions to his Guru regarding the spiritual side, I mean. And the present day, you have here Gurmukhi. What is Gurmukhi? We don't call Punjabi is a language, and the script is called as Gurmukhi. Why it is called as Gurmukhi? Because this script has been modified by Guru Angad Dev Ji. All the alphabets were modified by him, and he got written the biography of Guru Nanak Dev. And his real name was actually Lehna, but when Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave him the Gurta Gaddi, or you can say handed over him the torch or this holy light, he said him Angad, that means my own limb. So dear, so near he was to the Guru. Then I would like to show you the picture of the third Guru, that is Guru Amar Das. Amar Das ji born in 1479, and he remained Guru from 1552 till 1574. His main teachings or his main characteristic was equality, justice, and compassion. Yeah. So it goes to his credit to oppose the sati system of those days, and he advocated widow remarriage. He stayed in Gurdwaras Sahib. He was followed by Guru Ramdas. He was born in 1534, and he remained Guru from 1574 till 1581. His characteristic was service, humility, and obedience. The credit what goes to Guru Ramdas is he was the founder of city Amritsar. Earlier, the city Amritsar was not called as Amritsar. It was called as Guru Ka Chak, and then it was renamed as Chak Ramdas. And after the Holy Sarovar was got dug, the city was named as Amritsar. And he started twin institution of Masand and Dashwand. Masand system is abolished right now. That is actually collect the money for the social welfare. And Dashwand is still there. Dashwand is, this is also one of the main teachings of Sikhism, that one shall donate 1/10 of his income for the social purpose, for the religious purpose. Yeah. And not only to the Sikh shrines or Sikh gurus or for the purpose of Sikh religion, it can be for any good social cause. And he composed Lama, that is, I mean, the holy couplets, we read it during the Sikh marriage time. The next Guru is Guru Arjan Dev. In the picture itself, you can see in the background the Harimandir Sahib. Yeah. The name Golden Temple was, Golden Temple came much later when Maharaja Ranjit Singh donated gold, and I mean, the temple was covered with the copper and gold plated. But earlier it was called as Harmandir, that means house or temple of the god. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji, he was born in 1563, and from 1581 till 1606, he remained as a Guru. And his main characteristic was self-service, peace, and self-respect. I would like to add here also, his epic-making achievement was compilation of Adi Granth. Yeah. First of all, today's Guru Granth was called as Adi Granth. And the main Bani which the Sikh Sangat used to recite a lot is Sukhmani Sahib, that we call Jewel of Peace. And it gives solace to the heart. And to my surprise, I have my neighbors, they are from Sindh. One day I was just crossing their garage, and I heard Sukhmani Sahib in their house also. And they told me later on that it's a Punjabi version, but we do have a Sindhi version also of Sukhmani Sahib. So you can just imagine that in North India, how high this Sukhmani Sahib is rated among the people. And he was also, I mean, the credit goes to him to compile the Adi Granth. In the picture, you can see him that he's sitting on the edge of the holy tank, Amritsar, and he's dictating the Bani to Bhai Gurdas. In Sikh, I mean, in the Sikh temple, in the Gurdwaras, we call all the people appointed there as Bhai. Yeah, so that is the basic, you can say, teaching of Guru Nanak brotherhood. Yeah, so Bhai Gurdas ji penned down the all the the Gurbani that was dictated by Guru Arjan Dev ji. And out of a fanatic frenzy, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir tortured him to death at Lahore on 30th May 1606. But that was also not taken as a you can say uh, uh, as a matter of aggression by the Sangha. Yeah, and in May you might have seen that there are many Sikh people, many Sikh youth. They stand on the streets and they serve you sweet water or sharbat. Yeah, the we call it shabil. Nowadays, it's being organized by various organizations in all the different religions. But who initiated this? That's also being initiated in Punjab by the youth, just to remember the sacrifice of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Later on, I will tell you about in a separate section about Granth Sahib also. So here I'm just giving you the outline and the main highlights, or main, you can say, characteristics and episodes associated to particular gurus. So the sixth guru, Guru Har Gobind, and he was born in 1595, and he remained guru from 1606 to 1644. What was his main characteristic? Justice, revolution, and revolution through piri and self-defense. After the sacrifice of fifth Guru, Guru Arjan Dev, he thought of creating this, you can say, uh, the saint soldier, yeah, Sant Sipahi. क्योंकि गुरु अर्जुन देव जी की शहीदी के बाद उस समय की ये मांग थी कि केवल भक्ति आपके काम नहीं आ सकती, वहां एक सम्मिश्रण होना चाहिए भक्ति और शक्ति का. So he used to keep two swords, yeah, दो तलवारें रखते थे, one of Miri and other of Piri. That signifies temporal power and spiritual authority. आप अमृतसर जाएं तो वहां you will see the two Nishan Sahibs, yeah, the two flags, two poles. One pole is a little bit higher than the second pole. That pole is of the spiritual authority. Yeah? इसे हम हिंदी में यूं भी कह सकते हैं, धर्म और राजनीति दोनों साथ चलनी चाहिए, और धर्म का झंडा राजनीति से ऊंचा दिखाया गया है. So let's talk about the next Guru, Guru Har Rai. One more thing I just got in my mind. I would take back you to the sixth Guru, because looking at the picture, I remember the episode from Gwalior. Yeah? That is also one of the important destinations. And the fort of Gwalior, a massive fort. And on the top of the fort, you will find a Gurdwara, a holy shrine. And that Gurdwara is called as Data Undi Chod Temple. So he was actually, again, there was some conspiracy during that time. And Guru Har Gobind was imprisoned by Jahangir. And later on, after the intervention of Bhai Mia Mir, that I wanted to mention later on, Mia Mir, he led the foundation stone of Harmandir Sahib in Amritsar. So after the intervention of Bhai Mia Mir, Jahangir came to know about the Guru, and then he decided to release him from the prison. But Guru Har Gobind, he, as I told you, he was a figure for justice. Yeah, there were 52 other kings and princes also locked in the same prison. and they were from the different baronies, or you can say the different kingdoms. Some of them, they were Rajputs. So Guruji told very clearly, I will not go alone. मैं जाऊंगा तो ये सब निर्दोषों को भी साथ लेके जाऊंगा। मेन उस वक्त जो प्रोटेस्ट थी वो अगेंस्ट जजिया टैक्स थी। तो ऐसा कहा गया कि जितने लोग आपके पल्ला पकड़ के लेके जाए गुरुजी, उतनों को आप लेके चले जाइए। So special choga, a special gown was ordered, and 52 fleets were stitched to that. और सभी ने एक एक पल्ला पकड़ा और गुरु हरगोबिंद सिंह जी ने ग्वालियर का किला छोड़ा। और जब वो अमृतसर पहुंचे तो वो दिन दिवाली का दिन था। तो सिखों में दिवाली का ये भी एक कह सकते हैं आप कारण है कि सिख दिवाली गुरुद्वारे में और अमृतसर में उस दिन विशेष साज सज्जा की जाती है, आतिशबाजी की जाती है, बिकॉज गुरु हरगोबिंद सिंह जी ग्वालियर से के किले से रिहा होकर या वहां से चलकर अमृतसर पहुंचे। अकेले नहीं, सभी अपने साथियों को वहां से उन्होंने छुड़वाया। सो लेट्स गो टू द सेवंथ गुरु, गुरु हर राय। He was born in 1630, remained as a guru from 1644 till 1661. And his main characteristic was mercy, benevolence, and simplicity. Now I come to the eighth guru, Guru Har Krishan. Guru Har Krishan te ye jis dithe sab dukh jaye. So here also mention about just sites connected to Guru Har Krishan in Delhi. He was born in 1656, and he remained Guru for a very short period of time. He was Bala Pritam. That has also been proved by the doctrine of Guru Nanak that a child can also be spiritually so grown up that he can lead the society as a Guru. Yeah. So his main characteristic was purity and service with sacrifice. So he was called to Delhi by Aurangzeb, and where he stayed, that was the house of Raja Mirza Jai Singh. That was the bungalow of Jai Singh, and he stayed there. And that place right now is called as Gurdwara Bangla Sahib. And when he was staying in Delhi, the epidemic of smallpox broke out in Delhi. Yeah, Guru got prepared a small water tank to help the disease and put the water in it after reciting spiritual verses. So आज भी आप अगर गुरुद्वारा बंगला साहब जाएं तो मुख्य दरबार में के अंदर जाने से पहले, before entering in the main darbar, on the right hand side you can see people, they stand there with the jal. वो वहां जल वितरित कर रहे होते हैं और लोग वहां प्यार से बड़ी श्रद्धा से जल छकते हैं। मैंने वहां कई अपने ग्रुप्स को लेकर गया, and all people were totally I mean surprised and totally they were happy to see all this activity. Number one is cleanliness over there and well organized. So I will tell everyone, if there are only, I mean, I'm sure there are many regional level guides from different regions and also the common masses, that whenever you go to the Gurdwara Bangla Sahib, I will show you the picture also of Gurdwara Bangla Sahib, because it's a complete destination in its own. So there is a proper place to sit and take off your shoes. You will get, if you don't have a handkerchief to cover your head, that's mandatory before you visit any Gurdwara, that you have to cover your head. That's a mark of respect, that shows respect. Yeah. So you will get those handkerchiefs also free of charge over there. And you enter inside, you can sit, you can listen to the kirtan, yeah, the chanting of the holy verses from the holy book, Guru Granth Sahib. And thereafter, you can visit the beautiful langar hall. It's a huge langar hall, and I would like to advise you that go over there after 11 o'clock, because the langar, before that, people engage themselves in preparing the langar, that is the community kitchen. Excuse me. And after that, they start serving the langar. you will see discipline over there, how people wait outside. Yeah, they let others finish their food. All the people, those who have taken the food, they come out and then they enter. Yeah, and moment when they enter inside, there is no pushing and no, you can say, "Koi dhakka mukka nahi, aap aaram se andar jaake baithe." And in next 5 to 10 minutes, the same number of people used to wait outside. So it's an unending, row over there when we visit Gurdwara Bangla Sahib in Delhi. So here I have shown you, you can see on your screens the entrance of Bangla Sahib. And on the right hand side in this entrance is that famous Bauli, whose water was sanctified by Guru Har Krishan to cure the people out of smallpox in those days. So let me tell you about Guru Tegh Bahadur, the next Guru. Uh, Again, the two sides in Delhi, yeah, they are connected with Tegh Bahadur. Uh, he was born in 1621 and he remained Guru from 1664 till 1675. And calmness, altruism, benefaction, and detachment, that was the main characteristic of Guru Tegh Bahadur. He sacrificed his life for the freedom of religion. A lot of information is available nowadays on internet. You can go through that because we are bounded to, we are having less time. So I have to finish with 10th Guru and Guru Granth Sahib also. So the important places which are connected to Guru Tegh Bahadur is Shishganj Gurudwara, that is situated in Chandni Chowk, and another important shrine that is connected to Guru Tegh Bahadur is Gurdwara Rakabganj, that you can see in my background, yeah, as my background. So Rakabganj is situated in the Raisina area. There was a village by the name of Raisina in our Raisina Hills, the area where the parliament buildings and the president house is situated in Delhi. So this is a beautiful picture of Gurdwara Sikhism Sahib in Chandni Chowk in Delhi. And it's a must visit place when you go to Delhi, and especially in the old Delhi. You can have a beautiful, wonderful rickshaw ride starting from Red Fort to the Shishganj temple, then covering Jama Masjid and the Khari Baoli and the other regions in that area. So, but do take enough time to do this because you can see a lot of traffic over there also. So that's the place related to Guru Tegh Bahadur, to his sacrifice and all that. So let me show you the Guru Gobind Singh and his contribution towards Sikhism for the mentor. Guru Gobind Singh, Hak Hak Aga Guru Gobind Singh, Badshah Darwish Guru Gobind Singh. Yeah, we recently, just a week ago, we have just celebrated his Guru Purab. Yeah, all the Sikh, this festivals of the birth of gurus, we celebrate as a Guru Purab. Yeah. So he was born in 1666 and he remained Guru from 1675 till 1708. He was known for the royal courage, rising spirit, that's called as Chardi Kala. Whatever the situation is, one must keep the morale high. Yeah, that's the meaning of Chardi Kala. Patriotism. Yeah? When I speak about Gobind Singh, I'm always in a very high spirit. So sacrifice, yeah, confrontation with tyranny. So that was the time when Aurangzeb was ruling on India, and the historians say, and even the Sikh scholars claim, that there was a mass conversion going on, and that's why Guru Gobind Singh thought of creating Khalsa, that means pure. He was the founder of Khalsa and baptized first the Panj Pyaras. And you will be surprised to know that those Panch Pyaras were from different parts of our country and also represented the different castes. Yeah. So it was the 13th April 1699 in Anandpur Sahib. We called the Gurdwara Keshgad Sahib. And I would like to mention the name of those Panch Pyaras along along with their place of origin. That again shows that this country, or I mean, our country, shows the unification in the diversity. Yeah? And Guru Gobind Singh was also, I mean, he has also preached the same thing. He was a great scholar of Persian language too. Yeah, he wrote the letters to Aurangzeb in Pashto, or in Persian language, and that collection of that letter is called as Zafarnama. Okay, so Bhai Daya Singh, he came from Sialkot. Then Bhai Dharam Singh, he came from Hastinapur. Bhai Himmat Singh, he came from East India, from Puri. Bhai Mokham Singh, he came from Dwarika. And Bhai Sahib Singh, he came from Maharashtra. So Guru Gobind Singh, in all his teachings, used not only Persian, Gurumukhi, he has also used the Khadi Boli of those days. I will just give you an example. You can understand each and every word of that. Yeah. So, De Shiva or Mo Ihe, Shubh Karmante, Kabhu na Daron, na Daron, और सो जब जाए दरों निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करो. So I'm sure that those who know Hindi, for them I don't need any interpretation. Yeah? So Guruji breath is last in Nanded Sahib, that's in the Maharashtra. I would like to show you that Nanded Sahib Gurdwara also. We call it Takhat Hajur Sahib. Yeah, that's situated in Maharashtra. And recently I came to know that the Takhat Hajur Sahib, this is a Hemkund Sahib, first of all it was Hemkund Sahib. Okay, Patna Sahib is the birthplace of Guru Gobind Singh. He was born in Patna, right now in Bihar. And okay, I think that picture is not opening, but you can later on definitely scroll and send me your message. I will definitely share that picture with you. So Gurdwara Patna Sahib is the birthplace of Guru Gobind Singh, and Nanded Sahib, that's situated in Maharashtra. And Nanded Sahib Gurdwara has decided to give all their gold, which they have accumulated in the last 30-40 years, as offering to the Sikh temple for the construction of a multi-specialty hospital. Yeah? People there, I heard the Gyaniji on that particular day in the news. He was saying that people from Nanded, they have to rush either to Mumbai or to Hyderabad in case they need special treatment. So and during the COVID time, they have also organized this oxygen langars, and he declared that all that gold will be sold and the money will be used to construct a multi-specialty hospital in Nanded Sahib. So my last section, I will not take more time. It is about Shabad Guru Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. I will share the PPT also. First of all, this is Nanded Sahib. Show me that once again, Nanded Sahib. Yeah, Nanded Sahib and Granth Sahib, I have put it on the same slide because after Guru Gobind Singh departed from this world, he conferred the Guruship on Guru Granth Sahib. Sab Sikhan ko hukum hai, Guru Manyo Granth. It's an order to all the Sikhs that your Guru is now the holy book Granth Sahib. Okay, so let me show you the few couplets about the Guru Granth Sahib also. So, Shabad Guru Shri Guru Granth Sahib, a brief glimpse only. I'm sharing this because time is lacking. So, with the grace of wonderful Lord and great editorial efforts of Guru Arjan Dev, the suffering humanity of the world was blessed with the unequaled and everlasting Granth Sahib on 15th August 1604. Okay. Its scribing was done by Bhai Das on dictation by Guru Arjan Dev and was on completion called as Adi Granth. Later on, Guru Gobind Singh added the hymns or verses of Guru Tegh Bahadur before giving it the status of Shri Guru Granth Sahib on 7th October 1708 at Nanded Sahib. Now you can just think why this place is so important for all the Sikhs. Yeah. In this great scripture, apart from Sikh Guru personality, the spiritually revealed writings of other religious masters, Muslims and Hindu saints, are also recorded. This included 15 Bhagats, yeah, the devotees. I will show you the name later on. 11 Arshi Bhats, that heavenly ministers, and 4 affectionate of Guru followers. They were also treated equally. That shows the equanimity. Yeah. So let me show you this in the next slide. The details of Bani of Sikh Gurus. All the Gurus, their Bani is not over there. And this Bani is in different ragas. Yeah. So before we start any verse, first of all comes the name of the raga. Yeah. For example, Rag Janashri Mahalla Panchmat, then it starts. Yeah. So here are altogether contribution of six gurus, what they have contributed to that. In case anyone want to have this details later on, you can send me the message. I can share the statistics also. And altogether 31 ragas. The rag Jai Jayavanti was introduced by Guru Tegh Bahadur in that. May I share the next slide also? That's the details of Bani of 15 Bhagats. Now you can see Sheikh Farid Sahib Ji, 116 Shabads, Bhagat Jaydev, Bhagat Lochan, Bhagat Namdev, yeah? Bhagat Ramanand, Bhagat Kabir Sahib, 541 Shabads. My mother used to give me, tell me every day some shlokas of Bhagat Kabir Ji. Very easy to understand and easy to decide. Bhagat Ravidas, yeah, Bhagat Sen, yeah, Bhagat Dhanna, yeah, and Bhagat Pipa. Bhagat Pipa ji was from Rajasthan, yeah. Bhagat Parmanand ji, Bhagat Surdas, Bhagat Bhikhan, then Sadhana, and Bhagat Beni Sahib ji, yeah, and all are all with the respect, yeah, Bhagat Kabir Sahib Ji, yeah, not simply as I have done the mistake. I apologize for that, simply taking their name without pronouncing G in front of that. And let me show you the next slide. Mm. Okay, so then there were 4, devotees of Guru Ghar. Those were Bhai Mardana Ji, Rababi Band, Rababi Satta, and Baba Sundar Sen Ji. And all this, and apart from that, contribution of 11 hearts. Yeah. And altogether in Guru Granth Sahib, there are 1430 pages. Yeah. We call that Ang because for us it's Guru. So we say that these are 1430 limbs, yeah, containing 5,872 shabads. So I will just end up my small presentation here. And if your time allows me, I can show you later on. Yeah, thank you. Later on also the other temples. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you very much for your patience and listening to me so carefully.
Thank you, Sultan. And we've been getting questions on the side, and that itself shows that how much interest. Ita Saket is saying, "Great Sultan ji." Usse pehle Akhilesh also mentioned on the wonderful presentation. So I think that is the beauty, viewers, of Incredible India and Incredible Indians. That there is so much to be shared, so much deep philosophy that has emanated from our land. And today, and I was hoping that Sultan will, allude and refer to the Shabad, which is very relevant today because today also happens to be the Indian Army Day. Today is the day when we celebrate our soldiers, our forces, who have been tirelessly making sure that we live in a democratic country. And therefore, the Shabad, which he referred to, I'm just going to say a couple of lines out of that to set the tone and also to make you all understand on how religion. Somebody has been on chat with me on the side asking, what is dharam? What is religion, and how are Hinduism and Sikhism related? So De Shiva bar mohe he, Shubh karman te kabhu na taru. And then there are a few lines in between, and then it ends with At hi ran mein tab jooj mare. So that is the guiding philosophy which Guru Sahib left us with. And this, in fact, Shabad has guided our forces also many a times. If you go to the Army Museum in Jaisalmer, there is a meal patthar in red. And being from Udaipur, I'm sure you have seen it, Sultan. It's painted in red color. And it says, these lines on that. And I think that, in a sense, guides a lot of people around the world. And as I said in the beginning, you don't have to be a Sikh to see the philosophy of the gurus here, because when we talk of wars, sometimes these are physical wars, which our army and our navy and air force fight for us. But there are a lot of inner human wars, the wars of values. And when the war is spoken about and when human values are spoken about, then it is the inside war. Sometimes we all face the war of values that is also guided by these kind of utterances which have been given to us, which is a blessing. As we said in the beginning of today's session, we are fortunate to be born in a land where four major religions actually were born in. You could be following any religion, but the basic thought, the basic teachings, the basic philosophies remain the same. And I think that's a huge message coming from today's session, that even if we look at the compilation of the Guru Granth Sahib, it is not in any one language. It is in the language of the times. There were different languages being spoken, all have been incorporated. There is also the Bani of Kabir over there. The Bhakti saints find a mention over there. There is reference to Lord Shiva. So it's a document which is a reflection of the eclectic spirit of our subcontinent, where everyone lives together and lives together in harmony. I think that's a beautiful message from today's session. Now, taking forward a few questions that have been coming on the side, and Sultan, I'm going to ask you some question that I got on my mobile also. People are asking that if they have 7 days or 6 days, whether they are within India or traveling from out of India, how should they start a tour of the most major Gurdwaras, and how should they imbibe the learnings of the Gurus?
Uh, I'm sure if the people they are landing in Delhi, they shall start with Gurdwara Bangla Sahib, because it's very well organized. And I mean, all the Gurdwaras are well organized, but they are welcoming a lot of non-Sikh visitors over there. So they are well planned, their infrastructure is very good. And for the foreigners especially, they have a separate room where they can sit together and take off their shoes. So they need not to be so worried about whether they are going to lose. They are going to lose their shoes. And second thing is uh, taking off the socks. Yeah, in some of the Sikh temples it's very strict, but Bangla Sahib, to some extent, it has happened with me when I told that my group is coming directly from the airport and they are all wearing the long leggings and all that, and they can't take it out. They are not coming from the hotel. So we are starting our tour with Bangla Sahib, and then we will proceed to the hotel and check in over there. So in that case, they allow you. They say you, okay, you can proceed. Then please don't enter in the main shrine. You can stand aside, but they will not follow you. They will not chase you. Very friendly people. And secondly, in all the languages, one can get the literature from Bangla Sahib Gurdwara in all the languages, in German, French, Italian, Spanish, English, and even in Hindi. And it's a very well summarized booklet, a small booklet of only 7 to 8 pages. So I think that's a good initiative by the committee also. And after reading that, one can proceed further to the libraries and to the other sources of information to know about Sikhism. Yeah, but one shall, if someone is learning in Delhi, they can start their introduction about Sikhism from Bangla Sahib Gurdwara. And it's open all the day. There is no time foundation in some of the places for some of the religious sites, they are timely bounded. Yeah, the main shrine doesn't open before you can say 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock for the visitors. Yeah, but Bangla Sahib is around the clock. It's open, and one can go over there and start the introduction of Sikhism over there. Yeah.
Okay, great. And also, viewers, if you go to any of the Gurdwaras, you shall, as part of the prasad, as part of what you get back, is very, very tasty. It's made with whole wheat flour, lots of desi ghee, and lots of sugar. But if you go there, don't miss the prasad offering. Of course, you must thank the Lord, because the idea is to thank the Lord for what you get back. But it's also very tasty, so don't miss that. Also, a very important part of the Sikh tradition is the langar. When you go to most of the gurdwaras, but depending on the kind of footfall and depending on the rush, they don't have it 24/7 in all gurdwaras. But if you go to Golden Temple, and I'm going to ask Sultan to tell you a little about the langar that actually happens over there, and how the devotees themselves actually sit there and make food, and it's like a human chain. People come, they keep doing service, people come and eat. So the chain of both the people who are actually cooking and making the langar and being a part of the service, and how people come and eat. And the second part that I'm going to ask Sultan to talk to everyone about is how and why people go and do the seva, as we call it, the service of taking the shoes of the devotees and putting them on the side. So both the langar and the seva of the shoes, if Sultan, you can talk a little about it.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Amritsar is itself a complete destination. Yeah, it's, in my opinion, 2 days destination, not only Harmandir Sahib. One can also visit the Durgiana temple, then visit the Atari border. The Atari border. And in Amritsar, because it's, you can say, the central point for all the Sikhs, and a lot of people from the villages, they go daily over there, and a lot of other visitors from other states, Indians, and also I have met there a lot of devotees coming back from Vaishno Devi. Yeah. So that's a must for them to change the train from Amritsar, and then they visit the Harmandir Sahib also. So huge langar hall is there, and one can also serve, or one can also participate in cooking the langar. We call it community kitchen. Yeah, it's open for all. No one knows who has cooked. No one knows to whom I am serving. Yeah, it's all in the name of Guru. It's all in the name of the Almighty. Yeah? So there is a huge two-storied langar hall in Amritsar. So, and not only for eating, for doing seva in cooking, and if you are not interested in cooking, you say, oh, this heat and these fumes are harmful for my eyes, you can go to the other section where you can clean the utensils. Yeah, look at the line over there, the mechanism over there, how they used to give the plates from one boy to other, and it's clean thrice. I mean, first with the normal water, then with the detergent, and then again with the plain water, and then the fourth person is wiping it. Yeah, the moment you get the utensils served in the langar hall, you can even comb your hair. Yeah, so clean they are. I mean, and another thing is this is all seva. We say, and our gurus taught us to do this. It actually vanishes our ego. That takes away our ego. Yeah, that helps us to uplift from this thoughts of rich and poor and big and small and all that. And another thing that at the shoe racks or the shoe stands in all the gurdwaras, in smaller towns, it's not like that, but in all the historical gurdwaras where a lot of people visit, people take off their shoes, and there is a competition. There is, pushing inside that hall that I will take the shoe, I will take the shoe. They take it, they place it properly, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji told that the step that you have taken towards the holy shrine or towards your, not only for the temple, that teaching is for all the holy shrines, that step becomes pious. Yeah? The kadam jo aap chal diye hain apne गुरु के घर की तरफ, गुरुद्वारे की तरफ, मंदिर की तरफ वो कदम आपकी उस सोच से ही पवित्र हो गए हैं। तो आप जब वहां पहुंच रहे हैं तो इसलिए वो लोग खड़े रहते हैं, ललायत रहते हैं कि आपके जूते लें और उनको रैक्स में रखें, और कुछ लोग उसको साफ करके भी देते हैं वापस। सो दिस इज अ एंड people believe and people sometimes take a vow that if my this work will be done, I will go and serve there for 5 days or 10 days. Yeah. And some people in Delhi, I met them regularly in Bangla Sahib Gurdwara. They come every day after their job. Yeah. During my training in Delhi, I was the training used to happen in that embassy area, yeah, the Department of Tourism office close to on the Nyaya Marg. So I used to go Bangla Sahib every day with my fellow people. And the thing, the prasad that they used to serve, मेरे दोस्त कहते थे यार 10 रुपए में इतना प्रसाद मिल जाएगा, हमने सोचा नहीं था. So that was our main source of energy in those days when we were residing in a hostel and every day going for a training for the that was organized by Department of Tourism on the Nyaya Marg. And that's the thing, yeah. So one must take all these experiences by visiting the different historical shrines. Yeah, the big gurudwaras have very good infrastructure to deal with you, and they welcome all. Only thing that you shall keep in mind is a piece of handkerchief to cover your head, and leave, in case you are a smoker, also leave all your tobacco and all these things outside, because Guru Gobind Singh Ji has strictly banned it. Yeah. So that's not allowed in the Sikh temples. Even I say to my guests that even visiting a Jain temple in Ranakpur, yeah, or Banaras, any temples, I tell them that please leave your cigarettes or all these tobacco things in the bus itself. Don't take it with you. Yeah. So that's the only thing that you have to take care. Otherwise, you can go over there. They welcome all.
Thank you. And I think that's very well said, that the idea behind all the service that goes sweeping of the floors, keeping the shoes, the idea is to drop your ego. You may be a king, you may be a labor, you may be a plebeian, you may be whoever, but in front of the guru. And who is the guru? The guru is the godliness within each of us, that drop your ego. All are equal before the Lord. And I think that's a very important part of the philosophical learning of Sikhism. And drop your ego. And the other thing which Sultan very nicely brought out was the idea of service. Every task, every job is given equal dignity. So whether you may be picking shoes, or whether you may be washing utensils, or you may be cooking, labor of any kind has been given dignity, and contributing to human life is very essential. Now, one last aspect that we are going to cover today, we are a little over time, but we'll take a couple of quick minutes, and I'm going to bring in Dr. Ajay Singh, who is also the president of the Guides Federation, because some of you might be even wondering, and we do get these questions, that why are we talking of Sikhism? Why at other times have we spoken about religions in tourism? Why are we doing this? Viewers, I must share with you that around the world, data indicates that 27% of the global tourism is driven by religion and spirituality. And clearly in India, a subcontinent where I have said it earlier and I'm repeating it, that for India, where four religions are actually born into, and even for the religions that are not born into, there are a number of shrines and temples dedicated. We also have a lot of Sufi saint, traditions here. There is so much else that is available in our country, and therefore for us, it's a very important vertical when it comes to the whole idea of tourism, because mankind for millennia has been involved in the search of who is the person, who is that force that makes us, who is that force that keeps us, and who is that force जिसकी वजह से ये ब्रह्मांड ये दुनिया चलती है. So, so those questions have dogged humanity, and we have sometimes bowed to trees, to animals, to the nature forces, and so on and so forth. So, religion is a very important part of the tourism vertical, and that's why we keep our focus on it. And I'm going to ask Dr. Ajay Singh on that. Ajay, where do you see, and you are, based in one of the oldest, why one of the oldest city of the world, Kashi. And Kashi was in news very recently because of so much work that has happened over there in the past. And I'm therefore going to call on Dr. Ajay to quickly tell us a little about how your experience to Kashi has improved significantly and what does spirituality and religion do to tourism in India.
Thank you, ma'am, to give me a chance to speak about Kashi. Uh, Kashi is one of the most oldest living city or the oldest living city in the world. But now in last few years, there is a lot of changes, infrastructure totally changed, which was badly needed. And as we all know, this is the center of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and even the Guru Nanak Dev, he was here. And in the heart of the city, we have Guru Bagh, and the beautiful, the Gurdwara is there. So all the four religions which was born in India, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism, so there is something for everything, for everyone in Varanasi. And like that, I can tell you that we represent all the religion. So the future trend of the tourism, I honestly want to share with you, future trend of the tourism, it will be the spiritual tourism. Not only, I'm talking about the inbound tourism, even if you see the domestic tourism, now the people, they are traveling to Varanasi, from Varanasi until Badrinath. And before Badrinath, there is a place, Hemkund, also related to Sikhism, beautiful place. And I'm asking here the viewers that if you are not, the visit the Hemkund, and please try to visit the Hemkund, one of the beautiful place in Himalaya. And once you reach there, you will feel that I'm really, I am here in the heaven. So like that, the spiritual tourism is the future of the Indian tourism, and we all should come forward and enhance our knowledge. We should organize about the webinar, this kind of the webinars. And beauty of this webinar also, I want to tell you, जिन लोगों ने भी ज्वाइन किया था, वो अभी तक बने हुए हैं. इसका मतलब है कि हमारी जो ये वेबिनार्स, इस तरह की वेबिनार हम लोग ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं, ये लोगों के लिए बहुत ही इंफॉर्मेटिव है, बहुत ही लोगों के बीच में पॉपुलर हो रहा है. इसके बाद इसके हजारों व्यूअर्स आ रहे हैं जो हमारे वीडियोज को यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं. तो हम लोगों को मिलके इस पे काम करना चाहिए. और स्पेशली थैंक्स रुपिंदर बरार मैम, ये पूरा का पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट बरार मैम का है, जो कि इन्होंने हम सबको एक साथ लाया और इस तरह से हमको चांस दिया. हमारी जो एक कम्युनिटी है, जो वेल एजुकेटेड कम्युनिटी है, गाइड्स फ्रेटर्निटी है, हम बेस्ट गाइड के साथ हमेशा आपके लिए हर शनिवार 11 o'clock आते हैं. आप इस वेबिनार को ज्वाइन करिए, अपने दोस्तों में स्प्रेड करिए, ओवरसीज जो आपके फ्रेंड्स हैं उनके अंदर स्प्रेड करिए.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ajay. In fact, viewers, we have had 100 webinars before, and this is the 15th webinar, so the 115th webinar. And all webinars are recorded. They are put on the Ministry of Tourism's website. So if you don't have time sometimes to join live, because it is difficult, other things are there in life also, आप कभी भी इनको देख सकते हैं as recordings. And जब आप visit करें किसी जगह को, तो उससे पहले जरूर देख के जाएं, because then you can plan your itineraries even better. And these 75, and Sultan already said 75 तो बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो जाएंगे, because 15 तो हो भी गए already. So I'm sure हम 75 नहीं, हम 175 करेंगे, because ये journey is unending, because Incredible India is unending. And that's the beauty of the journey of Incredible India. And we shall keep bringing you a lot of such stories. And next week at 11 a.m., we are going to bring you Kolkata and the national movement, because this is the 75th year of India's independence, and therefore every thing is very important to keep bringing. So we keep bringing you different aspects of India, sometimes textiles, sometimes dance forms, sometimes nature, sometimes landscapes, all kinds of things keep happening. But what is also very important, to remind all of you, that if today we spoke about the Gurdwaras or Sikhism, we're not telling you just to go there and, just pray and just come back home. If you go to the Golden Temple, do not forget to eat chole bhature. Do not forget to have the tall glass lassis. And where Dr. Ajay is in Varanasi, again, don't forget to have the blue lassi and don't forget to have the chaat. That's incredible India. And of course, in Amritsar also you do a lot of shopping. And in Varanasi, who doesn't know the Banarsi shopping? So carry lots of money or your credit card with you when to go any of the Indian cities, because there is so much heritage, so much culture, so much else to do in our beautiful, very rich cities of India. And the people of India, the warmth of India, the hospitality of India is something that we are known for. And on that note, I'm going to ask Sultan to say one last message for everyone before we pack up for the day and meet you all again next Saturday at 11 a.m., where we shall be taking you to Calcutta. But Sultan, today the last word from you.
I would like to thank all the viewers, all the participants. And initially, I thought it will be only a one-sided game, but the discussions and inputs by you and Dr. Ajit Singh that made it more lively. And I also forgot to mention about Hemkund Sahib, so I showed it a little bit on the screen. And this site is very close to Badrinath, and also the passage going to the Valley of Flowers, that route goes to the Valley of Flowers, that's the same. I mean, only the last 6 kilometers are the different. Otherwise, it's the same, trekking to the Valley of Flowers. That's the World Heritage Site. So I thanks once again the Department of Tourism and your initiatives, ma'am, and all to bring all the people together and starting this beautiful knowledge series on the 75 destinations. And I'm quite sure that we are going to cover more than 75 destinations in the coming days. So thanks a lot. And I will end up from my side with the Jakhara that has been given by Guru Gobind Singh. Bole Sonihal, Sat
Sri Akal.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you, NEGD. Thank you, Sultan. Thank you, Dr. Ajay. And thank you, everyone who has been contributing. So, namaste, sat sri akal, and take care, keep safe, mask पहन के रखिए, social distancing करके रखिए, ताकि जल्दी जल्दी सब दोबारा ठीक हो जाए, और तब तक हम आपको दिखाते रहें और आप देखते रहिए हमारा सुंदर अतुल्य भारत. नमस्कार.